We go to the 4-5 matchup, Cleveland and New York. This actually opened minus 185 in terms of a series price.
Yep.
We're up to minus $2. Some spots open their series prices at minus 220 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, at the center of all of this, of course, is the status of Julius Randle. We don't know what Randle's status is going to be. He is out of the walking boot. He's going to be reevaluated before this series begins. Yet still, the market is slowly inching toward the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I have to say, Kelley, there's twofold thing. One, Randle's very important to this. But do not forget that the Cavaliers are dealing with their own injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Jarrett Allen missed 7 of the last 12 games of the regular season with what was reported as a groin injury and a recurrent soft tissue injury. It's not really something you want to go into the postseason with. And the other quiet one that a lot of people, it won't swing a series price at all. Isaac Okoro missed the last 5 games for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yep.
Isaac Okoro, for those who don't know, is their primary wing defender who takes on some of their better offensive assignments of the opposition.
Right.
He was the primary defender for Jalen Brunson in their win in New York back at the end of January, where he held Brunson to 14 points on 5 of 16 shooting. And he's a much better corner three-point shooter than a Lamar Stevens. And if Stevens is out there in his place, they're playing off of him. They're helping. The spacing gets a lot worse. Okoro is a pretty big deal here if he's not going to be available and healthy.
I think it's massive. As you and I have talked about on other, on Hardwood Handicappers episodes before, I think the big difference in this series, and I do lean a little bit towards Cleveland still, but the big difference in this series is the depth, right? There is more depth that the Knicks have to work with. There's not nearly as much on the Cleveland side for them to deal with. So any kind of injuries, any kind of concern to guys in the starting lineup is a significant problem. This is going to come down, in my mind, JVT, to a lot of what can Darius Garland and Karis LeVert do on the offensive side of the ball, because they're going to have to score. If you're going to be able to get that defensive presence from Mobley and Allen down low, you know what you're going to get out of Donovan Mitchell. Those other guys have to step up and be consistent throughout this series. I think they still will. I give the edge a little bit to the Cavs here a little bit. I bet on them to win in 6 and to win in 7 at different prices. Let's see, those numbers were plus 475 for them to win in 6, plus 300 to win in 7. I do think they pull it off, but I think it's tight.
Yeah, I think playing this series over the games as well is another way to go. And this is all dependent on Randle, too. Randle provides a little bit of a different mismatch for him. You go back to one of their last games that he played when he was on the floor. Again, that was back in New York, Kelley. In the second half, because I think he had 17 points in the first half. In the second half, they actually put Jarrett Allen on him because Evan Mobley was having trouble and kept fouling him. But that changes everything, right? Because if Randle's available, but Mitchell Robinson, who didn't play in that game, is also available, you can't make that little switcheroo because now all of a sudden Evan Mobley's trying to keep Mitchell Robinson off the offensive glass. So, there's a lot of different things that come from Randle's availability that ties into what I'm going to do. If he's available at the start, I think playing this circumvent, different ways to essentially say the Knicks are alive without betting them outright to win, this is going to be the way to go.
Yeah, this is one where I expect him to miss a couple games, 2 or 3 games at a minimum. So that's why I'm betting it the way I'm betting it. If I'm a Knicks backer, though, you've got to wait for that information. Yep. Or if he's going to come back mid-series, you wait for those first couple games to play and maybe jump on the Knicks after that.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.